Let's make some red beans and rice. Here I got 2 pounds of red beans that have been soaking overnight. You don't have to soak them overnight. I do like to soak my beans overnight if I can, or a few hours, whatever. I like to do that. That's what my mama taught me, and that's what I like to do. Now the red beans I'm using are the Camellia brand. These are very popular down here. And anyway, some people say you can't make red beans and rice without that. I say if you can't get these and you want red beans, get what you can get and do the best you can. For rice, I'm just using a local rice. It's no big deal. For my smoked sausage, I'm just using a local smoked sausage. This is from McCain Farms. It's pretty good stuff. For my vegetables, I've got a medium onion that I've diced up, 2 ribs of celery, half of a large red bell pepper and half of a large green bell pepper. The red's not really traditional, but I like it. I've got about 2 tablespoons of garlic. Now I'm going to need to make a spice mixture. I've got a 1.5 tablespoons of salt. I've got 3/4 tablespoon of cayenne. Now, if you want it spicy, put more cayenne. If you don't want it spicy, cut back on that a little bit. I've got, what I got here, 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, 1/2 tablespoon of thyme and oregano. I'm going to mix these up. I also have 3 bay leaves. And now all I got to do is dice up my sausage. I don't really dice it up, I just cut it into rounds. I like nice big pieces of sausage, about like that. I'll just finish cutting that up and I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, now this pan's been heating up a little bit. We're going to put a little oil in there. I don't know, a tablespoon or 2. I see it moving around pretty good. Looks like everything's hot. So let's go ahead and we'll throw our sausage in there. Yeah, I'd say that pan was warm. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our onions, peppers, and celery in there. We're going to hold off on the garlic for a minute because we're not quite ready for that one yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this, put a little color on our sausage, kind of soften up our veggies, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, this is almost where I want it to be. So let's go ahead and put our garlic in. We'll put our spice mixture in. We'll stir this up and we'll let this cook for a minute or 2 before we add our beans. Just to kind of blend everything together, make everything commingled, if you know what I mean. Alright, this is looking good. This would be good on a sandwich just like it is. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our beans in here. First I'm going to put most of the water in there. Then I'm going to kind of stir it up, make sure I get all the stuff that's stuck to the bottom off. Because I want all that flavor in my beans Alright, we got all the goodies scraped off the bottom of the pan, which wasn't very hard to do since they weren't really burned in. Let's go ahead and we'll add our beans. Alright, kind of sticking in my pot there. They don't want to go in the hot water, but they going. Now, as you can see, I'm not covered up, so I'm going to have to add some water. Alright, let's add some water in here. We're going to cover those by a little bit. We're going to bring them up to a slow boil, and then we're going to keep an eye on them and keep adding water as they need to. Let's go ahead and throw our bay leaves in here. And I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, I took my duck carcass from when I essentially oillessly fried my duck, and then what was left I'm making stock with that. I took 4 cups of that water and I've got it coming to a boil now. I've got 2 cups of my rice. That was that 1 pound bag of rice. I'm going to put this in the boiling water. I'm going to give it a stir. We'll put the lid back on it, bring it to a boil. Alright, it's come to a boil. Make sure we're not stuck to the bottom, which we're trying to do right now. Now, let's turn that off, and we're going to move this over to a low heat flame, because that burner right there will go to a much lower setting than what the big burner will. Alright, everything is done and ready. Take the lid off that rice, kind of fluff it up a little bit. Oh yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to take some of this rice and we're going to put it in a bowl. Hopefully I can get this to come out and look real pretty. Not too bad. Now, scoop out some of these red beans. Now, just so you know, I did take a little bit of that pork roast that I had and I threw that in there also. There we go. Now, I'm going to garnish this with a little bit of green onion. If you like, you can season that up a little bit with your favorite Louisiana style hot sauce. Mine happens to be a Mexican brand, but you know, don't tell my friends down here in Louisiana that. A couple drops here and there. Now it's ready to eat. So let's see how I did. Yeah.